Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Caitie.
And I'm Clocky, again.
And this is Tiana.
I almost made a pun about, like, clocks and time and...
Broken clock is right.
Time after time.
Twice a month.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff.
Good times.
Time after time.
It's true. Tonight is a big Star Wars night, which is why Caitie and Clocky dressed for the Muppets. Caitie, what should people do?
Just realized I was not holding my microphone.
Oh, so they didn't even hear you say, and I'm Caitie? That's great. All right.
This is Caitie.
So what should people do, Caitie?
You probably heard it from Clocky's microphone.
Hopefully.
But, hi, I'm Caitie. You should go into the chat. I literally went, I should be holding something, shouldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you go into the chat, you should tell us, what do you think the Muppet of the Week will be this week, last week, or this week, or whatever you want to say. It was Bean Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what Star Wars story would you like to see the Muppets do?
And you're right, we should talk about Muppets. If it works. Didn't work. I'll push it again. Did it work? It's going to come out of nowhere, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
It's going to come out of nowhere. All right, we're going to talk about Muppets. We did have Bean last week. I don't know why it didn't work. That is so weird. Should I try it one more time?
Seems like the computer's not super happy at the moment.
No, it's not. I pushed the button.
Geeks Corner Camera 1.
Did not work.
Okay, one
Okay. Anyway, last week was Bean. Who do we think it's going to be this week?
I'm not good at this game.
Yeah, but you can still guess.
Sweetums.
I'm running out of Muppets to think of.
Okay.
Okay. Here. Sweetums is my main.
Oh, wait.
Here's my backup. Tomorrow is Administrative Professionals Day.
Uh-oh.
So I could see it being a Scooter.
Do we already have Scooter?
We had Baby Skeeter.
Oh.
Or who's the lady with the glasses?
Oh, yeah, from the show.
Beverly?
Yeah.
Plume?
No, it's... But isn't she the costumer or something
She's
like
a costumer. So
yeah, I was like, she's in costuming, isn't she?
Okay, I'm doing the random Muppet thing again. We've already had Link Hogthrob, haven't we?
How about Eugene? We haven't had Eugene. Have we had any penguin?
No, we have not had a penguin yet.
I already
That's
said
too
Gloria
bad.
stuff on. We didn't get it.
Oh, that would have been a fun one, too.
Tried really hard with that one. We've had the... Yep.
It's Earth Day, so it could be Bobo the Bear.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Tiana?
I mean, that would be a good excuse for Fozzie also, but...
Okay, well...
And most of the Muppets, now that I mention it.
New
But
Zealand.
Waldorf? Have we gotten Waldorf?
We haven't Waldorf.
Let's say Waldorf.
We haven't Waldorf or Statler yet.
do you think they would do them together or separately?
They have to do them together.
No. But, okay, you say that. Bunsen and Beaker were on separate.
That's true.
But they actually...
The only two that were together so far were Wade and Wanda.
Which makes sense.
See, and Waldorf and Statler are in the same category in my brain.
That you don't see one without the other. Whereas we
Well,
saw
their
this is really
their
where we need
personality is based on how they interact with the other one,
Mhm.
which is kind of the whole Waldorf and Statler thing also. Whereas Bunsen and Beaker.
Maybe
Bean.
But like Beaker's done stuff on his own.
and Bunsen was by himself
Yeah.
before Beaker.
Yeah, like they've done independent work. So I don't know. We'll see. So which Star Wars story?
Thanks, Daddy. Thank you, Mr. Dad. Thanks, man.
There it is.
There we go. Came 10 minutes.
Thanks, Daddy. Thank you, Mr. Dad. Thanks, man.
This is working out well.
So which Star Wars movie, whatever, hi Homer, would you like to see the Muppets do? And hopefully it doesn't do it again.
I hope it does.
And Bailey was right about being Bunny, and she would like to see the Star Wars.
Thanks, Daddy. Mr. Dad. Thank you, Mr. Dad. Thanks, man.
Star Wars Christmas special is what Bailey would like to see. All right, so
You're like Star Wars Christmas special. It's like, thanks, Daps.
yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. All right, so really, Star Wars.
What's Star Wars?
Which story would you like to see the Muppets do?
I would say personally, Revenge of the Sith. Mainly because, like, I have brought peace, justice, freedom to my new empire. Your new empire.
So who would do that?
Who are we gonna cut off their legs and their arms?
I mean, it doesn't really matter with a Muppet for the legs, so.
I've seen them ride bikes. That matters.
Right?
I know, but we can.
Let's see. Who's Obi-Wan Kenobi? That's where I should really start. Is it Kermit?
No, is it Fozzie One Kenobi?
I mean, yeah, but we're casting for ourselves.
Is it?
I mean, it could be Gonzo for all we know.
I think Gonzo
is Yoda. I mean, the more natural fit is Gonzo being Yoda, but.
Okay, well, sure. I mean, technically, the more natural fit is Miss Piggy being Yoda, but.
Why am I all green?
Oh, I thought she would want to be Princess Leia.
Well, she's gonna want to be Princess Leia.
She's gonna fight her way for that.
But that one, she would be Queen Amidala.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she'd have to be that.
So then she's gonna die.
But then she'd come back as her daughter.
But she would be the Piggy thing of like, I'm not dead. I look great.
True. All right. So you think Revenge of the Sith casting TBD? What do you think, Clocky?
Let's go Mandalorian. Let's go new. Right?
I like that.
Grogu fits right in.
Yeah. Well, Grogu sees Grogu.
Yeah.
And then
everybody else is.
Then like Din Djarin is like.
So Grogu's the human character.
Is the human character?
Can I talk about this premise, guys?
Very quickly. Apparently, we have great delay tonight. That's amazing.
When did this concept come up of like, oh, one human and the rest are Muppets? That's not a premise of any singular Muppet movie.
But it's the premise online.
Yeah, but where did we get that from? It's very silly.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time.
It's like, it's really simplifying. Like, I'm like, no, in a Muppet movie, there's like 15 humans.
There's usually like one person that's part of the Muppet group, though. Like, there's that one person that kind of gets.
Segel.
Well,
no, oh man, I got a hot take on that. I don't think that's a strong Muppet movie because it's too focused on the human
It's
characters.
actually not. The Muppets are going along on a human story,
adventure.
Yeah.
Which it works, but it's not a true Muppet movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But like if you think of Muppets, take Manhattan, there's what's her face that's the waitress. It's kind of like Jenny.
Yeah.
That she's like their main person.
They don't really have one in the Muppet movie.
Muppet movie doesn't really have one.
Muppet movie goes off.
Wait,
Muppet
no, it
Show.
doesn't. It does. It has the producer kid.
Muppet movie. I was thinking more Doc Hopper.
Well, that's the villain.
Right.
Usually, the villain can be a human.
Okay.
Because same with Great Muppet Caper.
Right.
The villain's a bad guy.
Anywho, that was sorry.
I don't know. It's an interesting idea. I love the Mandalorian idea though. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Something fun. Something different. Something new.
I want to see Pedro Pascal with the Muppets. That's actually really.
That would be good. Yeah.
Did you guys see Last of Us? It's crazy.
I was listening to Office Ladies though, and they had Greg Daniels, and if he didn't do The Office, one of the things he was working on was potentially a Muppet Show reboot. Oh man. And I'm like, that actually could have. And it sounds like that's what ended up being the ABC thing. He's like, it eventually happened.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm gonna say
it's fine. We're not even in plus.
We're not even in whatever. Who cares? None of this is real.
It's all real.
I'm really glad that didn't happen.
Because you like The Office so much, or
no? Because I don't think they would have gotten the Muppet Show right.
I don't know.
They couldn't get the Muppets ABC right, and this is coming from somebody who loves Muppets ABC.
But it's a different time then. Like nothing came out then.
Yeah.
Like you got the movie, but you didn't get a show then. It'd be interesting. I think because I think Muppets ABC with somebody like Greg Daniels probably would have handled better because he knows how to like really connect with characters. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
I'm gonna come back to this,
but probably not tonight. Star Wars Celebration was this last weekend.
Oops, all Muppets.
We got a ton of Star Wars news. Some of our predictions were somewhat right. like we did get a new movie,
Yeah.
Star Wars Starfighter.
Oh, I keep wanting to call it Starlight
Okay.
or Street Fighter.
The Street Fighter.
Street Fighter. That's a new one they're coming up with. That's going to be a Disney Plus original.
Star Wars Street Fighter.
Yeah. Anyway, what do we think of Star Wars Starfighter so far?
I saw there was like 6 celebrities that turned it down.
I'm okay with that.
No, so am I. I just was like,
Yeah. Well, and if it turns out to be true.
I was like, what is this project? Also, give me the Barbie movie. I want this to be Ken's Mojo Dojo.
That's
A
house.
lot of people are saying that.
What? His starship ship, boat ship.
Yeah.
Ship.
Space.
So what do we
Space.
think about Ryan Gosling going to a galaxy far, far away?
I like Ryan Gosling.
I would say this: if that many people turned it down, is because they're afraid it's going to be good, and they're going to be stuck with it for a while. The fact that Ryan Gosling is like, I'm on board. I want to be part of this. Good for him.
I like Sean Levy too.
Said, I want to push you around. Yeah, I will.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen the movie?
No,
Yeah, I thought so.
but I can deduce what you're
Thank you.
going for. What do we think? Like, it's not that far off. It's going into production this fall,
Which is like crazy.
which means a year from now or year and a half.
Was it
2027 is that when it's
Yeah.
coming out? So by the next Star Wars celebration, we will have 2 new Star Wars movies, which is kind of shocking for any Star Wars celebration when you think about it.
Because we'll have Grogu and we'll have
I didn't realize that was coming out so fast.
Starfighter.
Starfighter.
So
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
what do we think Starfighter is going to be about? We know it takes place. Originally, somebody said, or it came out that it was 5 years after Rise of Skywalker, and then Sean Levy in an interview is like, well, it's about a half a dozen years, really. And I'm like,
I'm going off name alone. I'm not going off lore. I'm not going off data. See what I did there?
yeah, Star Trek reference.
Not going off. I'm not going what's before.
I'm not going anywhere LaForge.
I'm not lolling.
I'm going to assume they're not going to be too enterprising with this.
Yeah, exactly.
So many Star Trek fans is great.
Top Gun in space.
Which is funny because we already had that movie pitched.
But that's again.
Do you think it's a return to kind of that? The Patty, what was her last name? She did Wonder Woman, the director.
Enough champagne to fill denial.
Anyway, they announced her movie 2-3 Star Wars celebrations ago, and it was literally going to be, oh, my dad was a fighter pilot, and they had the picture of her in front of the X-wing when they unveiled the movie, and it was supposed to be
You know what'd be good?
what?
Like the Star Wars draft.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
From
That-
the
I would-
Imperial side, you mean, or? I mean, because I'm assuming.
I mean, I don't think the rebels are really drafting people.
I don't think they've ever figured out how to run anything to get that. To
Yeah, no. You think there's organization?
Oof, not
Like
that.
that's the trick is after Rise of Skywalker, all we know is the newest iteration of the First Order didn't work out.
Yeah.
We also don't know that they actually figured out how to make the Republic work, which I'm assuming they didn't.
Do they ever?
Exactly. Like, because they're, what, 35, 40 years back?
Yeah.
The problem is with any. Have some self-respect, woman.
Just
The
comfortable.
problem is with any like rebellion, any New Republic, any whatever, is it is the end of Finding Nemo, where they get like they're in the little, you know, the whole ploy in Finding Nemo is that they're like, oh, they put you in the fish bags, and then we get out into the fish bags.
Now what?
And then the last line of Finding Nemo is, now what?
That
Yeah.
was
Yeah, I think that's just like the rebellion every single time.
Here's what I think.
Okay.
The way to fix that is West Wing
in space.
in space.
We already got Jimmy Smits, baby.
And-
Do we? Do we? Minor spoiler.
Or what do you think about Starfighter being a kind of Red Baron,
Snoopy.
like hunting down?
So my concern with that, and I think you're onto something here, isn't that a little bit too much like the beginning of Mando?
yeah.
I mean, maybe different motivation, but they kind of already did the like we're going and hunting thing, and yeah, he could be hunting
Putting
down
together a team.
former First Order
yeah,
squadrons or whatever.
that are still blowing stuff up.
What movie is that?
And the trick is that was Solo.
No, not Star Wars.
Oh,
Like I have a dark past. I'm gonna hunt people down one by one from it. That's a movie.
so many Clint Eastwood movies.
Okay.
What?
Hey.
Anyway, I'm curious what it's gonna be. Also, if he's a starfighter, who is he fighting?
The stars.
Maybe. Like I'm curious if that means
You ever
the First
shoot at a
Order is
star?
coming back or something. I
They
don't know.
shoot back.
All right, we also got more information about the Mandalorian and Grogu. What are we thinking about with this movie to this point right now?
We got 30 days till that comes out, right?
Or a year?
Oh, is it a year and 30
Yeah.
days? Oh, okay. Okay.
I was like, are we doing a bit or?
I know, I read May 22nd. I'm like, oh, that comes out pretty quick. I'm surprised I haven't seen the trailer for it yet. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
we're all like, what?
It's 2026. They make it pretty quick.
I mean, they might. Who
Look
knows?
at Moana
Like,
too.
That's gonna be interesting.
ChatGPT, make me a movie.
That's the problem. So we know Zeb's coming back, which I think is great.
Oh yeah.
Sigourney Weaver has a prominent role in this. She's going to be hiring the Mando.
Best part of Finding Dory. Sigourney Weaver.
There are more crossovers happening. You're right. This is getting weird.
I'm sorry. Every time I think of Sigourney Weaver, I think of Finding Dory. Because
Okay.
it's Sigourney Weaver playing herself
Okay.
in Finding Dory.
But basically, she is a former rebellion resistance pilot that now has a position of authority, but she's still wearing the jumpsuit, and she hires the Mando. So my question is she a new character or is she one we know?
New character.
Yeah.
Then why didn't they give her name?
Because it's Star Wars.
Okay.
They haven't named her yet.
No. They were she was
haven't
very coy
named
about
you
not
yet.
giving her name.
What?
I mean, same. I just was also thinking about the Mads Mikkelsen interview that he did
Yes.
in the last week, where people were like,
You're right. He
This-
is in the Mandalorian
"This
and
might be a
Grogu.
clue." And Bailey was like, "I've seen a few interviews with this man. He probably just forgot or couldn't hear them."
Yeah.
Like,
Anyway, I think it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
yes.
And I have high faith in Jon
I
Favreau.
like silly cowboy Star Wars.
And it's action. Yeah.
It's a cowboy. It's
Yeah.
a cowboy movie.
It'll be good.
I want to be a cowboy, baby. It's a spaghetti western.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to do.
I hope it still is. Like, I hope it doesn't go
it kind of
too...
lost it in the third season.
So it'll
like-
be interesting to see.
But give
Um,
me spaghetti western.
And John Favreau.
And John Williams. Give me
I
John
did
Williams
have that
too.
thought, though, is we're getting 2 new Star Wars movies. We got a bunch of projects on the line. None of them will have, presumably, any John Williams music in it.
I'm feeling
Isn't that
a
kind of
pit
weird?
in my stomach. Can we move on from this topic?
Okay.
This does not feel good
Well,
to talk
because
about.
he's retired from Star Wars. I just thought that was interesting because you're going to start getting different vibes other than the traditional fanfare music.
So don't look at the news tomorrow morning, guys. Don't do it.
All right, let's move on to Ahsoka season 2 started production, I think, today. And it's going to be an outright galactic war with Thrawn and Ahsoka. They've recast Balin, which is bound to happen. And it looks like they have done a decent job with that.
He looks fine.
Yeah, he looks like we're not going to know until we see him and we
Also,
experience
that
his...
character didn't have much in. Part of me was you had the opportunity to let the character go and replace it with a totally new person without having this like jump. At the same time, Roy McCann looks fine.
Yeah, I agree. And Rosario Dawson said working with him because they've been rehearsing for weeks. She's like, he does a great job. So I'm like, okay, that's all you can ask for. It's one of those.
There you go.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see. It sounds like it's going really deep into some of the more like mystical lore, which could be kind of fun. I like when they go kind of into the backstory, the Lord of the Rings type stuff where they've created their own lore. I think that's fun. And mostly I just want to see lots of war. Oh, and most important, Admiral Akbar.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
I want to see Admiral Akbar.
Technically, Leia said it first.
She does.
I just watched that movie.
I
What's crazy to me is that at Celebration Anaheim, which was 3 years ago, they had just started shooting Ahsoka season 1. Because like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau come out and they're like, we wish we could show you anything. We literally can't because there's nothing to show.
Yep.
So here's a video of Rosario Dawson in costume.
which we'd already seen.
Because we just got her makeup. That's all we've done so far.
Yeah. Tiana, what is wrong with you? But yeah, so I think that one, it's crazy. Just like, wow, we're already at season 2. Like that's kind of weird. Is it only gonna get 2 seasons?
It sounds like it to me, but who knows? Like, I feel like the story drives the production, not vice versa.
That's fair.
Because even Jon Favreau was asked if there's gonna be more Mandalorian. He's like, my head is in the game of the story I'm telling right now, and he didn't say no, he didn't say yes. It's just they're very story driven.
But that's a better place to be.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a certain British football show that said we told a story for 3 seasons, cool, and now they're telling a 4th season, which
We'll see how it works.
one of the writers is super thrilled about.
Speaking of stories coming from the dead, Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord was announced. We've killed him twice.
The dead speak. Somehow Palpatine has returned.
Which is why that is not that unreasonable.
I know.
Like,
It's Star Wars, dude. Like,
I mean, it's just a matter of time till we get some other characters that might have disappeared and had a purple lightsaber back. Like, I feel like that's almost a foregone conclusion that
He just fell. We don't know if he died.
yeah, we don't know where he landed, or if he, like Anakin fell pretty far and then landed on a speeder
it's true.
Right?
in a similar neighborhood
Yeah.
On a busy street.
on a very not busy enough, but
Right.
do we think this is a good idea? Basically, we're going to see him building his syndicate in the underworld. We saw a little bit that in Clone Wars already. I think we saw more of it in Rebels too, right? But I'm like,
I'm putting together a team.
I also kind of feel like it's been done, and I'm okay with not knowing more about Darth Maul.
My thing is, I don't know how much more we need to know about
And
him.
I'll watch it.
Whereas I'd almost rather a Cantina series.
Yeah.
Or Pirates.
I want
Or, yeah.
Like, build off of some of the peripheral characters of, like, Hondo, Hanaka, and all them.
Or all the stuff from Skeleton Crew. Like those pirates.
let's be we know my feelings about like dark, gritty Star Wars. Let's take a step back. Let's go off this Cantina series. Office style mockumentary Cantina series about coworkers that can't stand each other, and every other day there's people coming into the bar, they're shooting blasters at each other. There's one guy said McClunky. Don't know why he said that. That's pretty crazy. And then like occasionally like Hondo Onaka shows up, or like whatever. Like I think that would be such a funny way, almost lower decksy.
There you go.
In the realm of like, we are in this world, but we don't really like, this isn't our fight.
Yeah. There was an X-Wing went by. Good for them.
Maybe that's actually what Starfighter's about.
Like,
it could be.
I have drinks to make. Have you seen these tickets?
He's a lone gunfighter.
Or Starfighters, they don't have anyone to fight.
Yeah. So he just looks around. Wouldn't it be funny if it was a comedy? Like a really like dumb comedy. All right, we're gonna play a very quick game of this or that.
That was like a month ago.
All right, we're gonna play this or that, which means you guys get to choose this one or that one. We're gonna do it fairly quickly because we're just about out of time. So number 1, Ahsoka or the Acolyte.
The Acolyte.
I really enjoyed Ahsoka.
One sentence reason why.
Did you see The Stranger ?
Okay.
As much as I loved where Ahsoka was going, or where Acolyte was going, I think Ahsoka was more of a fan favorite and enjoyable to watch.
Sure.
Okay. Next one. Darth Vader or Emperor Palpatine?
Darth Vader.
One sentence.
He wasn't that bad of a guy.
Okay. That's always
Well,
good
the
reasoning.
people he killed.
Yeah.
What, Marta?
All right. Which one, Clocky?
I got Vader. Palps is not in it enough, and I think they didn't do well with him in the prequels.
I was just gonna say he doesn't have as good of an outfit.
And I was going to say he's a politician.
All right. Next one. R2D2 or BB-8?
R2D2.
R2.
And why?
Don't have a tattoo of BB-8
Okay.
yet.
BB-8's great. Love his attitude, but
BB great.
BB great. BB's not hungry. BB-8. R2's just been the solid character. Plus, we know he's cursing.
He's a criminal.
True. So I really should have made it R2D2 versus Chopper. All right. Next one. Obi-Wan Kenobi or Yoda?
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
He doesn't just die.
He does. You do know
Okay.
Yoda lives a little bit longer than...
Yeah, but Yoda gets so annoyed by Luke Skywalker that he just dies.
Okay. Clocky?
Obi-Wan's overall arch, they've done a great job with. Sans the Obi-Wan series where they are retconning some stuff. But if you look at prequel series to regular series, they did a good job with that.
Okay. Finally, Andor or The Mandalorian?
Mandalorian.
I'm here for Bailey to say Andor.
No.
One reason.
One reason
Or
only.
one sentence.
Also, I Andor to me. I hope they keep with the new series. No Jedi, no Force, no Skywalkers. It's its own part of the world that we're watching, and I think the only time we've gotten that again, granted with Jedi still, was the Skeleton Crew and Acolyte, and I think that's a stronger place to be than trying to force yourself into what's
See
already
what you
there.
did there. Mm-hmm.
Gogurt.
Okay, that's fine. I do think it's interesting. I feel like The Mandalorian started out similar to what you were saying.
Yeah, and then
they're like, well, we could do this.
When
and
I
we could
say
do
The
What
that.
if we did
Mandalorian,
this?
I'm thinking of bounty hunter protecting
Season
a
1.
child. I'm not thinking of Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano.
Fair.
Not saying it's a hard call. It's a hard call.
Oh, 100%.
I think they're both solid, but all right.
Except Bailey, 100%.
I'm sorry.
All right, we learned a little bit more about Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run and kind of surprise announcements, actually. On Sunday, we learned that the engineer gets to take care of Grogu. The engineer also appears to be the one that determines where the Millennium Falcon's going to go. So it's now like engineer / navigator. So it's
makes sense.
the flight of the navigator. And we learned that they added another destination, which is Coruscant, which is awesome. Hi. What do we think about these updates?
I love Coruscant. I also like that I get to babysit the child. Although
You want to be the engineer?
everyone's going to want to be the engineer now.
I still want to be a pilot.
I've never liked being gunner, though.
I actually feel like it's going to start becoming almost a what type of personality do you have based on like, oh, I like to blow things up.
I like to be in charge of where we are going.
Yeah.
Or the direction. I'm excited as a single rider that I will get to do something.
Yeah.
Yes, for
'Cause
sure.
engineer, you currently...
Mash buttons.
Yeah.
Oh, is it light? Oh, let me the
But for the most part, you sit there and you go, cool. Oh, okay. Now it's time to press the
I mean,
buttons. Okay, cool.
it's a good place to film from.
True.
Like that's
Correct.
generally, I will sit engineer if I'm filming,
Most
but
likely.
that's about
I
it.
filmed from engineer.
Like it's a good spot because you kind of get the vibe of the cockpit and all that stuff. Star Wars Celebrations could be in Los Angeles 2027. What do we think? Will you go?
I will be there.
You will be there. Okay.
Well,
Clock you.
if I'm in town, maybe. I
Maybe.
don't know. It's the thing about a convention like that. I feel like you're going to be able to see everything from the outside.
Yeah.
In some ways, it's easier to cover these events from an office or a Starbucks.
Because something will drop and then you'll be like, oh, yep, this is what
Yeah.
yeah.
On the flip side, I like getting our original recordings and content of things. Like that part we can't replace.
I mean,
but,
I would have liked to have seen the first episode of Andor season 2,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd been really
so
cool.
that I could have.
Yeah,
said,
I agree.
I've already watched this. Get excited.
It's the way that they gave me the poster, and they're like, yeah, and you can watch the first 2 episodes tonight. But we were doing, the D23 party.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, I can't do that. But I will say Star Wars Celebration always has a place in my heart because I went my first time, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to expect. I'm in, like, the big room. I'm, like, in it. And Mr. Daps is like, I hate you. And
Not quite.
a little bit. And then
Yes, there is a lag. Now I'm getting all the comments.
John Williams comes out and
Yeah.
conducts Duel of the Fates.
Mm-hmm.
And Harrison Ford came out because it was John Williams' birthday.
Yep.
And like Harrison Ford showing up to Star Wars Celebration,
That's pretty big.
that man hates
That's
Star Wars
awesome.
more than anybody.
I don't think he does anymore. I think as he's aged, he's softened, which is why he's doing Jeep commercials and
Hey.
comedies
Even though
and
my
westerns and
Yeah.
like he's yeah.
Hey, I
like that.
I saw the movie.
Um,
He just did.
it is Geeks Corner Plus. So if you have any questions or comments, throw them in the chat. And we will reply to them as we wait for comments and questions. Clocky and I have a new endeavor that is starting out very soon
That's something on top
called
of
Photonics.
that. We should hang on. This is mine
You.
for listening later.
Oh, that's cool. You want to turn it around?
yeah.
That's very cool. I don't even.
hip hop esque cover of the
That's-
Ewok celebration.
That is
song.
so cool. Yeah, that's gonna be funny.
On Earth.
That's amazing.
Indy. So
Indy's taking a nap.
Indy. Yeah, he loves Clocky a little bit too much.
They're buddies. So
Best friends.
we have a new podcast coming called Photonics. Now that we know how to say it, right?
Yeah, phonics.
Okay.
Goodness.
Um,
Not like the other way.
We do have.
Phonics.
Photonics.
Photonics.
We do have the social media handles, so you can go follow them. And we thought we would give you a kind of a sneak peek of what we're gonna do for Photonics. And do you want to just?
So I picked up a photo today. I was at the Orange Circle. I went through some photos, and
I've never seen this.
You have not seen this, and I saw this photo. And I said, it's hard to tell if this is Disneyland or Disney World. I know
Okay.
it's Disney,
Okay.
and it's there's no date on it at all, from what I can tell.
Oh,
I
okay.
couldn't find anything, no notification of whatever. But tell me what you think of this photo. I will just, as Daps is looking, I will describe it. It is a man in a pirate costume or a
Swashbuckling,
costume, and a young guest in front of him.
clearly in the 60s.
That's the hard part. It's black and white, but I don't know.
I was going off the cut of the shirt.
of the kid shirt.
The kid's shirt has that like late or mid. When was Andy Griffith show actually? Early 60s,
Early 60s,
right?
yeah.
So I'm gonna guess early 60s. So definitely Disneyland.
Right. But I don't think I've ever seen that costume anywhere at Disneyland. I assume that's the Columbia, but it doesn't look like the Columbia.
1960.
Yeah, so early 60s.
Yeah.
So I have seen costumes like this.
Okay.
So this is possible. The bell is interesting because of the height. And
I have my theories.
all right, let's hear your theory.
That garbage can is definitely Disney. Esque.
Yes. My theory fell through now that I've actually looked at this. I was gonna say, because that looks more like Liberty Square esque.
Right,
Like it's that American Revolution.
Yeah, no,
type.
agreed.
I was gonna say Dorito or Frito, whatever it is.
Oh, Casa de Fritos.
Casa de Fritos.
My other thing it could be is
So it is
The-
a building.
Chick of the Sea pirate ship. But I've seen enough photos of that, and
It's not the right.
it's not the right look, and it's hard. Not being in color really takes away from it. But this is going to be the fun part about Photonics.
There's also a building to the right of it.
Directly
Do you see up in the corner?
Oh, that right there.
That to me looks like it's another building, and it looks like it might be brick.
Sorn over California.
So
hands down.
Well, and the
DC
other
1.0.
Yeah.
That black and white was still used back then. So this, and I would say this, I lean Disneyland because of black and white, because of the style photo. At the same time, like, I'm not unconvinced that it could be Disney World with someone that's using this old tech. I mean, I saw someone today in the park using a...
But look at the collar and
disposable-
his... Like, I don't... Like, if it was later in the 60s or the early 70s, wouldn't the collar have been wider?
Yes.
Like, because then they would have started doing... And then the... Like, it would have been a bigger open in the front. Like, and this is what we're going to do.
And if this is exciting to you now, wait till you hear it.
But, no, we're going to do this, and we'll have... We don't have the entire structure knocked out because this is the first time we've even tested this to see if it'll work. I did notice it says DLR on the back.
So that's Dealer 52. Because I bought this today from
Never
Dealer
mind.
52.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. I wanted
I was like,
I wanted to say Disneyland Resort too.
Yeah,
But,
that makes
yeah.
sense. And somebody smarter than me could probably
Kodak
tell
Velar
us
paper.
by the
Velox, yeah.
type of paper. Yeah. Which is what we'll talk about on the show. And I don't see any questions. So,
Even with the delay.
yeah, that's okay though. Hopefully you like this. Let us know what you think. Give us a follow on Instagram
socials.
and the socials. And it's a yellow logo that's Photonics Pod. I see it got in my head. Photonics Pod is the handle. So that'll be coming soon. All right. What else you got going on Sent from Disneyland?
Well,
Clocky?
I just did an episode about the 60th, getting ready for the 70th.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched to confirm some stuff that I read through. Watched some old Geeks Corners, watching what was happening.
Now it makes sense.
And also what was hilarious was on top of seeing this dog in Geeks Corner 10 years ago, was also seeing the stuff with me.
Yes, you're a star.
Was also seeing the stuff that we were excited for back then that we're definitely not as excited for anymore.
Such as?
Everything except for Paint the Night.
Yeah.
Like, of the things that came from that. And then this week coming up, for those of you listening, are I got one of the old Disneyland yearbooks
Oh, fun.
that I was amazed how much has changed in DCA. I've also been amazed on how much has changed in Disneyland in 10 years.
Absolutely.
Like that
Thanks,
the
Project
the
Stardust.
decade, not even Project Stardust though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and not even just Galaxy's Edge, just Snow White's Enchanted Wish,
Yeah.
Red Rose Tavern.
Yeah.
On DCA side, Muppet Vision, all of Cars Land, or not Cars Land, all of Bugs Land being gone, and now it being
Pixar Pier.
Pixar Pier, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror.
Mm-hmm.
All of that stuff was incredible to see how much has changed in 10 years, and that's kind of a card tip to this Saturday's episode.
There's not smudges in the corner of the picture, Bailey, but it has the funny cutout. So it looks to me like somebody had one of those.
Well, that's the
Is that common for that?
that's common for that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not the straight edge; it's the
Scallops.
There
scallop
is some
edge, yeah.
print marks on the backside, but I don't know that.
Oh no, that's from taping into a photo book.
Okay, so that's how they
which
did
makes me feel like it's probably Disneyland and not Disney World. But where is that?
But where is that?
I mean,
it. Doug might know.
It's actually so true.
All right, we're running out of time. So, Caitie, what should people do?
You should go to dapsmagic.com. You should check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens. If you liked what we talked about, great. There's more that you can read. You can subscribe to our mailing
Sure hope
list.
so.
Yeah, not me though. I don't know how to read, but y'all stay safe. You can subscribe to our mailing list. You can also find our Patreon at patreon.com/dapsmagic. For people like me that are illiterate, there are many audio and video things to see there. You don't have to read.
right,
It's great.
Monday morning updates.
Monday morning updates. I don't have to read what
I
he
can
said.
close my eyes.
He just tells me.
Yeah.
It's so great.
If only I had a better voice. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got more Tokyo Disney videos going up. We have new Wally video that went up today. We've got 70th videos coming up in a couple of weeks, and a whole lot more that you won't want to miss. But that is all the time we have for you this week. So we will see you round the corner.
Bye.